everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jimmy, and today I'm going to share with you how you're able to get the most out of your battery on the Samsung Galaxy S24 series. Now, what's nice about all of these setting changes that I'm about to share with you is that once you make these changes this one time, you never have to make these changes ever again. So this way you're able to ensure the best battery life for the use of your Galaxy S24 series. Now, before I show you all of the settings to change to get the best battery life, how about I show you how I've been performing for the last week? So currently it is 7:30 p.m. I have 55% battery life left. If we go inside of the battery information, you can see here that I have been discharging for 12 hours and 40 minutes. It only got up to 99%, but that is because you can see what is actively happening here, which is the adaptive battery protection, which meant it went up to 100%. It actually dropped down to 95% because it knew I was sleeping. And then basically it was trying to get up to 100% before I wake up. So it's learning my sleep patterns. And in order for this to actually start working, you have to have your phone running and working and everything for 7 days. So how about we take a look at this? You can see that my screen on time has been for 4 hours and 34 minutes. So for some of you, that might not be too much, but I do have an example of me using it for over 7 hours. So with a screen on time of 4 hours and 30 minutes, I'm still at 55%, even after it's been discharging for over 12 hours. So for this one is also pretty similar, 4 hours and 25 minutes. I only used 56% of my battery. So that means that I still had about 44% left when I charged it, which would have been somewhere around 11 o'clock at night. With this one right here, you can see that I used 66% of my battery life, and the screen on time was for 5 hours and 54 minutes. Now, what you're gonna see here is that adaptive battery wasn't even working just yet. You can see that, well, for this one right here, I charged it before I went to bed and it was in battery saving mode, basically, during the time that I was sleeping. But right here, it was staying at 100%. For this one, staying at 100%, staying at 100%. That's because I didn't have it long enough for it to learn the adaptive battery protection, as you can see. So again, that takes about 7 to 10 days. Now, to show you a day where I used the most screen on time, it was this one right here. So on January 31st, I took this screenshot at 10:38 p.m. So at 10:38 p.m., I was still sitting at 25% because I used 75%. So for anybody who's using over 7 hours of screen on time and you're not going to basically, plug in until 11 o'clock at night, you're going to be perfectly fine because I still had 25% battery life left. So I know a lot of the stuff I'm going to show you is going to be built inside of the settings of the phone itself, just everything stock, but I do want to make sure you guys stick around because I am going to show off Good Guardians, where there's two different applications. You basically have the battery tracker where you can have a different look at your battery usage. So if you want to take a look at a different way of how you're using your battery life, but also more importantly is going to be Battery Guardian, because this is where I show off a bunch of different things that you can do to save your battery life and get it all extended. Something that is just a little bit beyond what is already built into your stock settings. Now, for the first setting to change to get the best battery life, let's head inside of settings, scroll on down, and this is where you see device care. Now, inside of device care, there's actually a few different settings we're going to change here to get a better battery life. One of them is right here underneath performance. Now, the Galaxy S24 series has a great processor inside of there. So even when you move your profile or your performance profile to light, you're going to get a really good experience. Now, if you use standard, it will provide recommended balance between processing speed, battery life, and cooling efficiency. But ever since I've owned the S24 Ultra, I use the light performance profile because it prioritizes battery life and cooling efficiency over processing speed. Now, I've never ran into any issues with any game or social media application or anything of that matter that caused any issues or slowed my phone down or the performance down of any of the apps or games I've used. If I ran into any problems, I would switch it back to standard, but because I've never ran into any issues, I kept it as light this whole entire time. Now, what's nice is that if you do want to switch it really quick, there is a quick toggle right there. You can switch it between light and standard very quickly. If you know for a fact you're going to use something that you need more processing power, just turn off the light mode. And you can actually see the icon on the top of your phone right there. That means it's in light performance mode. The second setting to change is in the same screen here as device care. Right underneath performance profile, you have this one one right here called auto optimization. It's a way that you can keep your phone running smoothly by basically shutting down everything in the background, cleaning its memory, because it's restarting your phone. All it does is restart your phone, so this way the next time that you wake up, because normally you want to do this when you're sleeping, then once you wake up, you're going to have a fresh phone. So you can do this twice a week if you want to. For me, I think a restart of once a week has been working perfectly fine. So I do it on a Sunday at 3 a.m. Setting number 3 to change is if you scroll up and you tap on battery. Now inside of battery, all you have to do is tap on power saving. Now we're not going to turn this one on manually. We want to go to these 3 dots. These 3 dots will give you the adaptive power saving. So basically it'll turn power saving on and off automatically based on your usage patterns. So if it knows for a fact that there is a couple hours during the day where you're not using your phone much, it'll actually put it into a power saving for you. Or maybe when you're sleeping, it'll put it into a power saving mode for you. So this way, if you do charge your phone up before you go to bed and you have it laying, just sitting right next to your bed, it's going to switch into a power saving mode for you. So this way you're not going to lose much battery as you are sleeping. And then anytime that you are using the phone, if you are, let's say, in that adaptive power saving, it'll turn right off when it notices that you're using the phone and you're using more processing power. So that was the 3rd setting to change. The next one is this one right here, dealing with your battery protection. So as I mentioned from at the very beginning of this video, where this little curve went down, it's because I was using battery protection adaptive. So what this does is that it'll use the maximum, which is basically, it's going to charge my battery until it reaches 80%. But then what it's going to do is it's going to charge it up to 100% before I wake up. So right here you can see, use maximum while you're asleep and switch to basic before you wake up. Sleep time is estimated based on your phone usage patterns. So it's learning everything. So if my phone went further down in battery life, it'll just go up to 80% first. Then it's going to go right here, go up to 100%, drop down to 95, and then put it back up to 100 before I wake up. So without you having to think about any of this stuff, just put your battery protection to adaptive. Now the 5th setting to change is called Eye Comfort Shield, and this one I mostly have it turned on during a schedule because I want it to be turned on at night during the day. So once you head inside of your settings, you go inside of display, and inside of display, this is where you can see Eye Comfort Shield. Even though mine is turned off, it's because mine is set up on a schedule. So all you have to do is, let's say that you do want to turn this one on, then you want to tap on custom. This is where you set your schedule. So I'll have it start at 11 p.m. to 6:50 a.m. I put my color temperature like way up over here. And then I also turn on the enhanced comfort, and I basically turned it off. So this way it's going to be set up on a sleep schedule, and it's going to use more of these warmer colors and limit the blue light. Again, people say if you keep looking at blue light on your TV or phone before you go to bed, it's going to keep you up longer. So basically, this is where I turned it on at 11 because I usually pass out usually around midnight. So I just have my comfort turning on, limiting the blue light, using warmer colors with a set schedule of 11 p.m. to 6:50 a.m. Again, taking away the blues, using the warmer colors does save a little bit of battery life. The 6th setting to change is one that will help you limit some of your notifications and your screen turning on and getting vibrations and dings, and that's going to be your do not disturb. So all you have to do is when you take a look at your quick settings, find your do not disturb, press and hold on it, and go to details. Now this is where you can have it going on a sleeping schedule. So the same with my Eye Comfort Shield, I have it turned on for when I'm sleeping basically every day from 11 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. So some notifications may pop through silently, but everything will not really come through and ding and vibrate until the very next day. So usually around 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning, I start feeling and hearing my phone vibrate, and it's because everything is now finally coming through. Now, one of the things that you can do is that if you want to make sure that you get important phone calls and text messages coming through while you're still underneath Do Not Disturb, you can add contacts in. So this way you can allow these 2 people to text and call during this time of Do Not Disturb. So this way you're not going to miss anything very important. But basically all this is doing is it's going to mute all of your calls, notifications, and other alerts except for those that you choose. Now the things that I made sure that I did turn on for Do Not Disturb is not only my calls and text from the 2 important people, but I want to make sure that my alarms and media sound is also turned on. So if I am trying to go to bed at night, I got that Eye Comfort Shield turned on, I have Do Not Disturb turned on. I can still listen to some of the media coming through my phone if I need to to watch an application before I go to bed. So those are the settings to use for the Do Not Disturb. Again, you don't have to manually turn it on. Basically, just turn on your sleep schedule every day from whenever you want to basically relax to the next day when you wake up. Now, the next setting to change will be ones inside of Wi-Fi. If you press and hold on Wi-Fi and then you tap on details, inside of here on the top right-hand side, you'll see 3 little dots, and this is where you go to intelligent Wi-Fi. And I believe in here there was 3 of them that I chose, or basically I had to turn on, which was switch to a better Wi-Fi network. So it'll automatically switch to Wi-Fi networks that are faster and more stable than your current network. Because if you're connected to a Wi-Fi and it's working harder to have a better connection, it takes more battery to actually have a good connection, or it's trying to get a better one. So if you turn this one on where it can switch to a better network, then you'll have a better connection, taking less battery life. But it's only going to change to a better Wi-Fi when the screen is off. So it's not going to interrupt your usage. Now, the next thing that I also turned on was right here. Turn Wi-Fi on and off automatically. So what it's going to do is it's going to recognize those Wi-Fis that you use all the time. And when you're within that vicinity of the Wi-Fi, it'll automatically turn on for you. Because sometimes if you have a better connection with your Wi-Fi signal than you do your mobile data, like I said from before, if it's trying to get a better connection for a faster connection, it's just taking more battery. So you might as well have this one turn on and off automatically. So also when you leave that area of those Wi-Fis, it'll turn off Wi-Fi and go back to mobile data. So it's not trying to always connect to other Wi-Fis, which in turn takes more battery life. And then lastly on this page is this option here, which is Wi-Fi power saving mode. So it reduces battery usage by analyzing Wi-Fi traffic patterns. It's analyzing all of the traffic that is going on with the Wi-Fi that you're using to see if it wants to use that one or another Wi-Fi itself, or which pattern or traffic or which line to use inside of that Wi-Fi to get the best connection. So everything that I showed you is all of the settings built inside of your phone right here. This next thing I'm going to show you is an application that's made by Samsung for Samsung, and it's called Good Guardians. Now, I downloaded it from the Galaxy Store. So once you go in the Galaxy Store, search for Good Guardians. Now inside of here, there's a bunch of really cool applications. It's a little similar to Good Lock, but inside of here you have Battery Tracker and Battery Guardian. So Battery Tracker is just another way to look at your battery usage and screen time. You can also take a look at, how long it's been active, the background, the total, how much usage was actually used, and if you want to turn it off. So if you see an application, sitting up over here that you're not really a big fan of, or maybe you don't use it a lot and you're seeing it towards the very, very top, you can actually tap it, and you can also put it to sleep if you would like to. So this is just another way that you can look at your battery usage. You can take a look at the battery level, the screen on or screen on time. You can switch it from battery usage or active time. So if you want to see how long you're actually, using something, you can switch it from battery usage or active time. But the one I want to show you is Battery Guardian. So with Battery Guardian, there is all of these settings, and a lot of these are a part of the phone already. They just put it all in one screen for you. So if you watch this video and I'm going through different menu screens, you can actually kind of do it all from one area. Now, this first one is app power saving. So you can optimize battery draining apps to extend your battery life. Now, there is no application in here that is using more battery than it should. If it was a battery draining app, they would have actually found it and put it inside of a power saving mode for me. The next thing is auto dim apps. So if you just leave your phone sitting for a few seconds, it's going to actually dim it for you, which is probably after 30 seconds. It's not going to completely turn the screen off because I believe my screen off time is 2 minutes. All this is going to do is just dim it down for me. So then this way it's not going to just stay fully lit. The next thing is the standard refresh rate for apps. Now for this one, I looked at 2 of the applications that I used the most, and I just basically put them as standard refresh rate. So Instagram and Whiteout Survival. Both of these are ones that I use the most, which take the most battery life, and they both run perfectly fine with the standard refresh rate. Now this next one is one that's called Screen Curtain. So this is kind of nice to keep it in the screen here because this way you don't have to go to the Play Store to download it. But Screen Curtain is a way that you can add this as a quick setting button. And once you add it as a quick setting button, you're going to see it just sitting right there. So it's just pulling a curtain down over what you're doing. It's one of the nice ways where you can still keep YouTube running in the background, keep your music running in the background, any other application running in the background. So everything is still going. There's just a curtain over it. It turned black. This will actually dim even more. And it's still running in the background without having to have all of the animations and colors going around. and then you just double tap to get right back into whatever you are doing. So screen curtain is one of those ways that you can go inside your quick settings to kind of still have it run in the background, but with a black display. Then you can also see a network power saver if you want to extend it, but I've never changed anything there. Power saving before or during bedtime. So for power saving for bedtime, it's just going to put your phone inside of power saving mode. And I set it for 11:30 to 6:50 a.m. And now the last thing that's on this page is extend battery life. So if you just go into this one page right here, this one menu option, and you go through and you select all these things, once you hit on optimize now, it's going to do everything that I almost kind of said in this video. So it's going to turn on dark mode. It's going to change your screen resolution down to full HD plus, even though I'm currently on the quad HD plus. It's going to change my motion smoothness from adaptive down to 60 Hertz. It's going to make sure that my adaptive brightness is turned on, which it already is, so it doesn't need to. My screen timeout, it says 2 minutes, and mine's already there. Mobile hotspot is turned off. My always on display is already turned off. My video brightness is already on normal. It's not on bright. And then here's a couple things it wants me to do still. Eye comfort shield just to turn it on, but mine's set to a schedule, and Samsung keyboard sound will actually turn it off. So if you have more things selected here, then that just means that there is some of the things that your settings is different than mine. But basically, once you hit on optimize now, it's going to do all of these things for you to extend the battery life. So it's a really nice thing. That's kind of like a one and done inside of Battery Guardian, extend battery life. Just do everything it says, and then you're gonna be good to go. But I wanted to show you everything manually, so this way you know exactly what you can do to get a better battery life. Also just in case if you didn't even want to get Good Guardian, then at least you still had everything else that I shared with you. So now that I showed you all the stuff to change, let me show you what to turn off. There are things that are turned on all the time on this phone that you don't currently use all the time that is taking battery life. So this first one is all going to be inside of your quick settings. So first off, turn off quick share. If you're not currently sharing with somebody, transferring files to them, just turn that one off. The next one is also going to be mobile hotspot. If you're not, having another device connect to you, turn off your mobile hotspot. Next up, you also want to turn off music share. Music share might be turned on your phone, and if you're currently not sharing music, you might as well turn it off. The next thing is NFC. NFC is where you can make payments or log into places. So if you just sign in with a barcode, you don't need to have your NFC turned on. Now, the last thing that I have to share with you to turn off is not going to be inside of the quick settings up there, but it's going to be your always on display. So go to your lock screen and always on display and make sure you have this one turned off. If you remember, this was in that last screen inside of Good Guardians, because always on display, if you're always on, if you're having your display on all the time, it takes battery life. Now for me, I don't really need to have it, because if at any point in time I just want to see what time it is, I either lift my phone and it's going to show everything, or I just double tap the screen real quick to see what time it is. I can double tap it to turn it off, and then this way I don't need to use always on display. And lastly, don't forget about a watch, because the Galaxy Watch series is able to give you all of your notifications. So if somebody is calling you, texting you, or you get notifications, rather than you having to pull out your phone to see what it is, if you look at your watch, then you're able to save battery life from your display turning on. So this is a way that I always see what is important, and if I even have to look at my phone. Now, one setting that I forgot to mention earlier that is a part of this list, and I had to come back and reshoot this little small portion, is extra dim. So I made sure that my extra dim is right there on the very top right-hand side. It's a quick little setting. Once you place it there, then what you do is when you're trying to lay down and go to bed, let's say you bring your brightness down, but maybe that's not dark enough. And then when you turn on that extra dim, it's going to make it extra dim. So this is perfect for when I'm putting my toddler to bed or laying next to the wife in bed. I'm trying to get to bed basically between 11 and midnight. I don't want to have this thing blaring in my face. I have this quick little icon right there that I tap it. So it's not one of those that you can just turn on or off or put to a schedule or whatever. That's why it wasn't really fully part of the list. But if you do press and hold on it, you can change the intensity. So if I have this thing turned on, yours might be right there when you first get it out of the box. I always bring my intensity up quite a bit because I want it as dark and dim as possible while still being able to see it. So this way I'd be able to go to bed, but still see something that can get me bored and tired. So that is everything that I wanted to share with you to get the best battery life out of your Galaxy S24 series. Just remember, there was quite a bit in this video, but if you do everything the one time, once it's all set, you're good to go and you never have to make a change again. So hopefully you guys appreciated this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe on the very bottom left-hand side. And if you like this video, then more than likely you'll also like this video. And I'll see you guys later.